everybody, my name is Antoine Maxwell from Antoine Maxwell Photography. So today is an exciting day for me. I am a proud owner of the Hasselblad X1D Mark II. I'm so happy. I don't think anybody knows how excited I am about this camera. I've been wanting a Hasselblad for the past 8 years when I started photography. I remember being in Korea, and when I first started photography, I noticed this camera and I saw the price tag. And back then, they didn't have the mirrorless kind of point and shoot style Hasselblad. They had the big boy kind of, Hasselblad that was around $40,000, $50,000 with a digital back on it. So, but I always wanted a Hasselblad, always wanted one, and I knew someday I would get one. Didn't know that today would be that day. So I am here to do a photo review of a photo shoot that I did with my wife the day that I actually purchased a camera. Now I'm new to this. It's very easy to use. I'm not gonna go into the technical aspects of this thing or a camera review, but more or less just a photo review of the two images that I took with, one image that I took with the Hasselblad and the photo that I took with my current EOS R DSLR camera that I have, which is also mirrorless. So this camera is a 45mm fixed lens, and I shot with the Canon EOS R with my 7200. Just for compression reasons. And I'm going to tell you guys exactly the camera settings that I used, which was f11, ISO 400, and I think my shutter speed was around like maybe 200. I think with the Canon it was 200, but the Hasselblad I think does like a third of a stop or something like that. So basically I put it at like 350, but still I was able to get the right lighting. So I'm going to basically do a photo review of the image with the Hasselblad and then the image with the Canon EOS R. Hey everybody, so you're going to notice that I interchangeably say Hasselblad and Hasselblad. Not really sure which one I need to use or what I should use. Maybe in the UK they say Hasselblad, and in the US they say Hasselblad. Just like in the US we say Nikon, and in the UK they say Nikon or Nikon or whatever. So just bear with me, don't kill me. Onto the photo. Alright, so we're going to get into this. So first we're going to start with the raw shot of the Canon EOS R that was shot on my 70-200 2.8L lens. So the first thing is, you can see that it's sharp. This was shot at f11, ISO 400, and my shutter speed was 1/200 of a second. And you can see the detail in the hair, and you can see some of the strands, how sharp it is. You can see her skin texture is there. Her skin tone is pretty good. Not as perfect as I would have liked it to be, but that's just a little bit of fine tweaking in my camera on the custom Kelvin. And again, you come down, you can really see the texture in the skin. The light fall off. The lighting was camera right. So typically a little bit different from what I usually light it, but I just really wanted to see the depth and the range and the shadows and the lighting. The backdrop canvas was about 3 to 4 feet away from her back, and you can really see the depth in there. One of the things about this, again, about the color, is my backdrop is kind of a grayish color. For some reason, it made it look a little bit bluish, and typically in Photoshop I usually go in and I would fix this, but this is just a raw shot. So that's the Canon EOS R version of this shot. And we come over to the Hasselblad shot, and you can tell a big difference in how much lighting is coming out of the camera. This lighting was the same. My camera settings were the same. No different. Nothing was changed other than changing the Hasselblad. And you can see now the color of the background is gray. It's literally the color of my backdrop. You can see the color tone is literally spot on to her skin. The detail, the texture in the skin, I mean, it's amazing. You can really see how sharp it is at f11. And one of the main things I noticed is back to the hair. Even in those shadow areas, you can still see those strands of her hair. Even in the shadow areas. It's just, this thing is so tack sharp. But for me, the thing that impressed me so much about this camera is the skin tone, the color of everything. I mean, everything is spot on, all the way down to her nails, her hands, even the shirt is spot on with the color. It's not white. It kind of looks off-white, but you can definitely tell that it's not trying to figure out what the color is. Even the texture, you can see all of the strands, and this is an f11. You can really see the strands, the stitching in the shirt. I mean, it's just an amazing photo. The color is, let's say, the one thing for me is the color. The color is spot on for me. And yeah, that's it. That's kind of what I wanted to show about this images, but the before and the after of, well, not really the before and after, but pretty much the differences between both the Hasselblad and the Canon EOS R. All right, everybody, so that is the photo review comparing the Hasselblad with the 45mm lens and the Canon EOS R with the 70-200 lens. Again, settings were the same, my lighting was the same, I didn't really change anything. So if you guys have any questions about the Hasselblad, if you have any questions about the EOS R that I didn't mention, please write in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to turn on the notifications so you can get new videos from me pertaining to behind the scenes videos or from photo reviews I'm going to be doing in the future. So thank you so much for everything, and I'll talk to you guys soon.